Hello everyone, and today we're going to be seeing what happens when we use a diamond tip grinder to cut a crystal of quartz. This is a quartz crystal that I found on the beach yesterday. It's a very nice crystal actually, and I'm just going to see if I can make it into a cool shape or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go. Alright, that created a lot of very fine quartz dust powder. As you can see, I've got some on my finger here. And we've got a quite nice clean cut actually. It's not perfect obviously, it's a little bit jagged. But I'll just take it out of the vise real quick. You can see it is possible to cut quartz crystals if you have a diamond tip or a diamond coated grinding disc. I'm going to go ahead and just continue cutting it, try and make it into some sort of a cool little shape. Quite important to use a cloth or something when you're putting this thing in the vise, for the simple reason that you don't want to crack the crystal. I was going to put it straight in the vise the first time. That would have been a big mistake. I could hear it starting to crack, and I don't want it to crack. You also don't want to tighten it too much because it can break and shatter if you're not careful. Anyway, onwards we go. Oh yeah, it also has to be tight enough that you can actually cut it. I think I'm going to put it sideways this time so I can get a better angle on it. It needs a decent amount of cloth around it too so that it has padding. Let's put this in here. Now it's a lot harder to work with the smaller it is obviously, when you've got a big bulky grinder like I'm using. I don't know if this is going to hold or not. I'm hoping that this, I can feel it slipping, so I'm going to have to put it back in and readjust it until it's got a good grip. Yeah, I think it's got a good grip now. I'll try again. I'll just move the camera a bit so you can see. Alright, looks like we've got a massive amount of white powder coming off of this crystal. It's also quite dusty and I don't want to breathe it in, so I'm going to open the door. It's very fine dust, would probably be pretty bad for your lungs. So maybe don't try this at home. Now we've got a nice little quartz crystal with two flat ends, relatively flat ends at least, which is quite cool. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to flatten this side as well. You can see the piece that we've cut off here. It's got a very shiny, I don't know if you call it a luster, but it's very sparkly on the inside, which is interesting to see. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the vise and go for another chop. This time I'm going to go sideways. Let's put this in here. Like so. Hope it gets a good grip. I can feel it wanting to shatter, so I'm not going to push it any harder. Alright, time to get back to chopping. Okay, I can feel it slipping in the vise, so I'm going to open it up a little bit more and put a little bit more cloth in, because that was nearly flicked out of the vise, which wouldn't have been good. Oh, I dropped it. Where'd it go? I've lost it. Never mind, found it. I'm going to have a second attempt at chopping that now, I think. I can just wrap it a little bit better. It's getting a bit small now, so I'm running out of room. I also don't want to catch the sheet on the grinder. That could be a bit of a disaster. Put that in there. Here we go. Has it got a good grip? No, it has a terrible grip. Well, anyway, we were able to cut it with the diamond tipped grinding disc, which is very cool. So you can cut quartz at home with regular power tools. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. Goodbye.